Sammy Watkins, welcome to the Mindset Advantage podcast, man. I'm so stoked that you're here.
Man, thank you for having me on the show, bro. I've been hearing a lot of great things from my peers, man, and I'm happy to be on here.
I want to bring you back to a moment that's probably very memorable in your life 2014 at the NFL draft.
The Browns have traded the fourth pick to the Buffalo Bills. With the fourth pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Sammy Watkins, wide receiver, Clemson.
Well, that's what Michael Irvin and I just talked about. You've got a young quarterback in E.J. Manuel. First round pick a year ago, very talented kid. So now what do they want to do? They want to surround him with a weapon. And Michael, what they got was, in my opinion, the premier wide receiver in this draft.
Yeah, speed. He can get it in returns. And what's great about this pick, when you got a guy like Sammy Watkins, the explosiveness that he brings, hey, I can wait, because I still think he has to develop some things on a pro level, but he's so quick, Rich. Guys, you can throw him hitches, quick screens, let him take it the distance, and that'll help E.J. Manuel, the young quarterback.
Versatile guy. He's big and strong. He could be a running back if you asked him to be. He could be a return guy. Throw him the bubble screen. Like you said, Mike, he's the most dynamic player at wide receiver in this year's draft in my mind. And boy, they got a steal right there. Buffalo Bills with Sammy Watkins.
And they need it.
As you look back on that, what are some of the thoughts going through your mind?
Man, time flies. Just that moment, man. It's like so surreal. You watch all the greats, from my town, Deion Sanders, Javon Curse, Edrum James, and all the other great athletes that came before me, and you realize, like, man, I'm here. This is a moment. And it all seems like it's fake, honestly. It's like that dream, like, wow, the stage. I watched this for all my life. And then now I'm at the moment to where it's me. And that was one of the best feelings of my life, man. And I just was like in awe. I was shocked. My family was shocked. And I can say I was probably like that all the way up till I had to go to Buffalo and put on the pads and get the scrapping and the expectations and all the overflows of like, I gotta be this great guy. That's when everything kind of like, okay, I'm here now. But it was one of the best moments of my life.
So as soon as you get drafted, the moment your name gets called, there's Michael Irvin, there's other announcers that are putting all these expectations and saying how great you are, and rightfully so. But it's the moment that your name gets called, the expectations start. How did you filter through the expectations and not let the outside noise affect the inner voice?
I think that's a good question. I think I didn't even feel the expectations at that time because you're so young and you're so bold and you think you the you know what, like I'm the GOAT. And the expectations didn't set in rightfully so, like right there. It set in when I got around all the older guys, the adult, the 28-year-olds. So I was like, I gotta carry myself like this, I gotta move like this, I gotta approach every situation like this as far as taking care of my body, taping my ankles, which I never did. So just being a professional, that was the expectations that I had placed on myself. But as far as my game and what I had to offer when I'm on the field, I was very confident that I was going to do well with that. But the expectations of being a professional, when I'm only 18, 19, I still want to be a kid. I still want to hang out with my guys. That was the hard part for me, like giving up the kid that I wanted to be and become a full-time adult, and like I'm getting paid for this now. That was like a realization to where I was like, I had to learn how to do that. At first, I used to come to practice like, man, like a kid. You know what I mean? Like I'm here to run. I don't need to stretch. I don't need to warm up. I'm ready to attack the day. And I had to learn how to watch other guys, professionals, and learn how to become a professional.
What were some of those things that you had to learn? Like, what were some of the things that you call the adults, the 28-year-olds is so funny. At 32, the adults are 28, but that's how it is in the league. What were some of the things you learned from what I call turning pro? What were some of those habits that you noticed and you started to adopt?
I think the number one thing was routine. I in college you don't have a routine. You on the coach's routine. You on your, you know what I mean. Everything pretty much mapped out for you. So you just hitting those points like 5 o'clock. I gotta do that. You just looking at the schedule, and then you get in NFL. You have all this time. And it's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go run the streets? You're gonna go with girls? You're gonna go with your friends who's not doing nothing? You're gonna get linked up with the wrong people. And I had to realize, like, what am I going to do at this time? And I had so much time on my hand to where, you got all this money, you got family you're dealing with, so many things coming at you. And I had to learn from the old guys, like, man, pick a routine, get on the schedule, keep God first, football second, and don't let anything outside of that come in my circle. And because first, like I said, you get drafted first, fourth round, you got millions of dollars, you got family pulling you in, you got girlfriend, you got a baby on the way, you have so many different aspects. You got these women around you. So I had to literally like become a man early and be like, man, I can't focus on all this. I gotta weed out certain people in my life that had that effect on me, good and bad. And I was able to do it within 3 years, but that was the test of times, because I think all that stuff outside of football did eventually affect how I played, and that would kind of, I feel like, teetered and messed up my career just a tiny bit.
I think that's such a huge lesson, not only for pro athletes, but athletes in general, being able to focus on the process and not get caught up in the outcomes or things that we can't control, especially what you talk about, the things out of the outer circle. What advice would you give to athletes to keep a focus on a tight inner circle, whether it's college, pro, or even in the high school realm? And this is a great lesson for all athletes.
Truthfully, man, I think a lot of athletes have big hearts, and our hearts are so big, and we want to save the world, and we want to bring people in our world that probably don't need to be in our world. You know what I mean? Because God chose us to be athletic, and gave us the gifts to go out there and play college and have hopes to play in the NFL if you get there. And we want to just bring everybody along, and everybody along is not good. And sometimes we learn later in life that those same people we brought in our circle, whether it's family, whether it's cousin, brother, sister, mama, daddy, you have to listen to the people around you, as far as the coaches or the GMs or the people that you have in your corner that love you. You got to listen to them, but also understand that some of them don't understand the world that you in. They don't understand that this is a business. I'm in a business, and I have to be a certain type of way. And I was blessed to have great people around me to literally see, like, man, who I'm bringing with me and who I can't bring with me. And that eventually helped me later in my career. But at first it was like, man, I'm trying to save everybody. I'm trying to save my family. I'm trying to save everyone. And along that way, you end up having so much baggage on your back that football is passing you by, and you focus on trying to get this person in this situation, this, and it's just a lot of athletes suffer from that. You know what I mean? I think what we have to realize, we have to be selfish, man, because you only get one opportunity in the NFL to make an impression. You don't get too many chances. And I was blessed to have a lot of chances because I went first round, fourth pick, and I had a lot of opportunities. But a lot of guys that don't go first round, those opportunities are slim. So you have to take heed. And man, when you're blessed and you given a gift and a chance to play in the NFL, all the extra baggage, cut it off until you get to a place to where you can understand it and you know how to manage yourself. But when you're 18, 19, you don't know how to tell your mom no. You don't know how to tell your dad, your cousins, no way, I don't need you to travel up here, or whatever little girls you're dealing with. You don't know how to, that's a big dynamic that guys don't know how to deal with. And it can end your career or it can mess up your career.
When I travel the country, Sammy, working with high school and college athletes, one of the things that continuously pops up that holds them back from being the type of athlete they want to be is fear of other people's opinions. Dr. Michael Gervais coins this as FOPO, fear of other people's opinions. I'd love to hear from somebody who's been in the league as long as you, won a Super Bowl, has been on the top of the mountain, man. Have you ever struggled with this? And what's some advice that you would perhaps give to athletes who struggle with other people's opinions?
I think everyone in the world struggle with it. Still today in this life, I think everyone's going to struggle with it because that's how, I don't want to say that's how God designed it, but I think that's how our parents programmed us. That's how society programmed us. And I struggle with it a lot, even when I was the GOAT or the best. You know what I mean? Because you always want to be loved and you always want to be liked. And that's one biggest thing that I think every human in this world, you want to be loved and liked and appreciated. And I can say early in my career that was the biggest thing. Like I didn't understand how to be selfish. And I'll go out there and freaking kill it in practice and don't have nothing in the game because my coach is running me down to the ground. And I'm like, I care how he feel. Like instead of me saying, Coach, I done bust my ass this week. Like, man, my legs hurting. Like I need cold tub. I need you to protect me. I was out there like, I was playing a game Monday through Friday at practice and getting the game. And didn't really have nothing to give because I'm trying to make coach happy. I'm trying to make my team happy. I'm trying to show them and prove that I'm the hardest worker, but at the same time, it hurted me. So to all athletes or people in this world, man, you have to do what's best for you at all times because it's no more moralism in this world. like you have to always make sure that you're okay because everybody have in their mind how they want you to be or how you should be. But at the end of the day, I think that God and the close people that know what you need. And even then, they're going to get over on you. Whether it's your mom, your dad, your uncle, your auntie, you have to know that everybody has an agenda. And it's sad, but that's the truth. And you have to have the discernment and you have to stay prayed up. You have to stay in the Bible to catch those subtle things because God will show you everything if you're paying attention and you're in tune to yourself. And I like to say that I wasn't in tune at first. I was the blind guy that thinks that everybody's okay. It's love, 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 love. That nobody have agendas. And, I got about 26, 27. I started like, oh, this is a different world. Like everybody doesn't have your right intentions. Like everybody's not good. Oh, shit, I'm not all good. You know what I mean? I have those things that I have to work on. Like, and that's when I started to slowly like realize like, man, what I think about myself, what I think about people, what I put out in the universe. And I've always been a great kid, great guy, and always had my faith. But that's when I realized like the mind is a powerful, powerful tool. And if you're not putting the right thing in it, you're not watching the right things, you're not consuming the right information, you basically going to be a detriment to yourself. And a lot of people like to blame everybody. I like to say it's all on you. You create your world. You create who you have around you. You create this whole shebang and maybe a couple more moving pieces around you, but you have to always be in tune with your mind and what you're thinking. And because it can either go against you or it can help you. And I like to say that athletes sometimes when you go through hardships or you go through trauma with your family or anything. When I see guys have down years, I immediately be like, he's going through something that's outside of football. Because playing football is the easiest thing. When you see a dude have a down year, I'm like, man, he's battling mentally with something. Whether he's looking at himself, he don't think highly of himself anymore, whether it's family issues, whether it's wife issues, whether it's something, it's within the mind because the mind controls it all. And that's what I try to tell to my athletes today, man. It's all in your mind. You got to act like you made it now. You got to be professional now. So you manifest that because it's a thin line between you're unconsciously doing stuff or consciously doing it. If you're conscious of it, then you can make it work. When you're unconscious, it's pretty hard to do anything.
That's right. About a year ago, I had Reagan Smith on my podcast. She's an Olympic swimmer, and I asked her what her thoughts were on FOPO, other people's opinions, critics, the media. And she said something that completely stopped me in my tracks, Sammy. She said, if I'm not going to listen to the negative comments, then I'm also not going to listen to the positive comments. And it stopped me in my tracks, bro, because I was like, wow, she is so neutral minded that if I'm not going to buy into the negative talk about me on these articles, I'm also not going to buy into the positive ones. Because if I buy into the positive, we know there's a consequence there. My head gets too big. I'm think I'm the best, the greatest of all time. So if I'm not going to listen to the negative, I'm also not going to listen to the positive. How do you process that when it comes to other people's opinions, media, and all of those things that are outside of your control when you're playing in the league?
Like I said, when I was younger, I was kind of like unconscious. Like I don't think I listened to anything. I just was going through the flow, autopilot. Like things are great, things are amazing. And as you get older, and when injuries started to creep in, and I had time to literally sit down within myself for 6 months, and turn the TV off, mad at the world, mad at myself. That's when the thoughts and the who I think I am as a person, the identity. Man, I'm sorry. Man, I'm always hurt. That's when those times kicked in and was like, okay, like I do have a mind, and it does talk to me, and it does play tricks, and it does say negative things, and it does say positive things. Like, how do I balance that? And like I would say 4 years ago, 5 years ago, after the Super Bowl, I was struggling because like I won the Super Bowl. It's like, what's next? What's next? I got to the highest pinnacle. Like, where am I now? And after doing that, it's like my mind was wrestling between like, do I want to do football anymore? Like, do I got it anymore? Like, is football worth it? And that was one of the most, I would say, darkest times ever, because it's like, what do I want to do with my life? And I was in between. Like one day I'm happy with football, then one day it's like, man, do I want to retire? And I remember one moment at the Super Bowl, I was playing around with a reporter, and I was like, I'm gonna retire. I'm just gonna retire after we win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna retire. That's one moment I remember. And then that whole year, I just went through that whole episode of like wanting to quit football, wanting to retire, and I crept back, like just going back on myself, like, man, you can't play with your mind. Once you tell it something, your subconscious don't know the difference. So I went through the whole year. My coach like, man, you all right? Andy Reid talking to me like, you okay, man? You get any rest? And I'm like, Coach, I'm good. He's like, nah, you're not good. And now I'm balanced. I mean, I'm having trouble with like, man, am I good enough? Am I getting older? Am I getting too slow? So that crept into my world like the last 3 years of my career. Is like I was running away from greatness. Like I didn't want to be Sammy Watkins anymore because it's like it's hard to be great. You know what I mean? You have to basically cut off the world and dive into yourself and focus on yourself and literally get into that box and that mind frame. And I stopped liking that mind frame. It became exhausting. I couldn't handle being Sammy Watkins and cutting off my family for those 6 months and coming home, literally saying hi to my kids, hugging them, loving on them. Then the next 30, 40 minutes, watching film, going to sleep, kissing my wife, and going the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. That was a hard thing for me to do when I got later in my career. And I was running from greatness. And that's why I decided to pretty much hang up my cleats. Guys asking me, can you play right now? I was like, man, I could do everything I was doing 3, 4 years ago. But it was the mind frame I had to switch into. And I think I became too soft, man. I got girls in the house. I got baby girls running around the house and just seeing them every day. And I was getting at my wife. I was like, man, I be killing it in camp. And then I go crazy the first 2 or 3 games. And then I bring my wife and kids back. And my wife was like, why you changed? What's going on? I'm like, man, I'm in daddy mode. I said, it's hard for me to balance between both. And then they'll leave for 3, 4 weeks, and I start back smashing out again, getting back on my routine, my schedule. And then finally my wife like, it's us. And I was just like, I think it is. I think it is. My girls were like, well, daddy, we're going to leave you because you seem to do great with me. I was like, no, but I love y'all here. Like y'all my balance. Y'all keep me sane. But that's what guys need to focus on. Like, man, sometimes you have to literally have those hard conversations. And I'm upset that I learned that later, like the last 2 years of my career. that I don't need my wife and family there with me because it puts me in a whole different mode. It changed my whole mind, my biology, my body, everything. It just puts me in a different mode. And um, guys need to realize, like, no, it's not that it was bad that my family's down, but it changed my whole mindset. And my coaches would always tell me, like, man, you know, you can leave your wife and your kids. And I'm like, man, no, you crazy. Like, this is my family. Like, I need my kids. And they was like, you changed. I'm like, what? I don't change. Like, I'm doing the same thing. Then I realized later in my career, like, wow, like, just those small things can change your whole outlook on life. When they came, I got comfortable. I'm in daddy mode. I'm rushing home, want to play with the kids. Might look at the film, 10 minutes, and, you know, football is gone. When they're not there, I am literally watching film for hours, taking care of my body, stretching, massaging, going to call one of my body guys over for an hour, working on my body, and I'm healthy. Like, everything's great. And then boom, they come in. I'm just like, family. That's how quick your brain, your world can switch over. And that's what guys need to be conscious of. The girlfriend, the wife, they're amazing. They are part of our life. But sometimes when you're trying to be great, it's not gonna happen because they're there to nurture you and make you feel all soft and warm. And as athletes, sometimes we don't need that. We need that grind. We need that war mentality. That we need a totally different mentality going into the league. I mean, to the season.
I find it fascinating that you felt the biggest downfall after the biggest rise. So the pinnacle of the sport, the Super Bowl, and being a Super Bowl champion and having a hell of a catch in that game, right? Everything you wanted was right there. And I got to watch that, by the way. It's fantastic. I'm such a
Thank
big
you.
fan of yours, man. It's fantastic. But what I want to peel back the curtain on is that aftermath. So after we hear this all the time from a lot of Olympic athletes, a lot of depression hits after that gold medal or after that experience. What was the lesson you learned from that? And probably most importantly, how can we help athletes and coaches overcome some of that post-game depression or post-season depression? What advice would you have knowing that you've gone through it?
One thing I would say, man, enjoy the ride, enjoy those moments, enjoy those memories, and live it up, man. Because, like I said, like after I won it, I was just in one of the darkest moments that I didn't think I was gonna come out of it. Like, man, I was like walking around like, what's wrong with me? I'm supposed to be the happiest moment of my life. And I think that's God just making you realize, like, hey, you got to climb back up the mountain. like, like if you can stay on this high and everybody can feel like this, then the world will be amazing. But that's not how the world is. You have to climb back up. You have to get yourself back up, and you have to rebuild. And I can say I witnessed a lot of guys go through that just with life, and I never had to go through that. I never had to experience that moment. And I had to literally, like I tell everybody, I had to talk to someone mentally, like a mental coach who kind of like coached me through those feelings and those emotions. Because a lot of times we just think as an athlete, everything's good, 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 good. But we get blocked out from a lot of things that we should feel. And I never felt like, oh dang, I got the world in my hands, but I feel empty. I feel down. I feel like I'm small. And the world been praising me. I'm Sammy Watkins. I'm the GOAT. I'm the God, and all these things going through your mind. And God kind of like knock you down. And I would never say I wasn't humble, but when you win the Super Bowl, you're on top of the world. Like, I can't be touched. Like, life is bigger than everything. All these endorsements, new contract talks. Oh, you're finna get an extra this, extra that. Your agent boosting up your wife, your kids, your family. And then you get to the house after a week of just being on this high and like, bam, like, what's next? Like, who am I? Like, what am I doing with my life? And what I can say, man, you have to have a strong support staff, which is my wife and my parents. Booth, I have talking to Matt Booth for 3 4 days. He was hitting me up. I was hitting him up every day. I'm like, man, I'm struggling mentally. I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking the worst of myself. Like my mind is playing tricks on me. I go train and I'm like, what is going on? I just quit training. I'm like, man, I don't know. I never felt this feeling. And I was able to bounce back because I think when I stopped feeling sorry for myself, I was being a victim, and I never was a victim. Always like, man, I'm gonna figure it out. Like whatever it is, I'm gonna figure it out in life. And I was being a victim, like, man, I don't want to do this more. I got a Super Bowl. Just giving myself excuses. I got a Super Bowl. I'm straight. No, I'm not having these problems. Like my mind is good when I'm walking around. Just like my wife was like, what's wrong? I'm just silent. I'm quiet. I'm not enjoying the moment. My kids are around me jumping around playing. And usually, I'm jumping, flipping. I'm acting like I'm 12, 13 with them. And I just wouldn't do it. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? And I had to come to realization, like, something is wrong. I'm battling with my mind. And I got some help, and I started being around family more. I got someone I can talk to like, take me through those things, like, what's going through your mind? And I tell her what it is. And one thing I learned, like, man, you got to let it flow. Can't stop it. Like, you have to deal, like the Olympic, you have to deal with the negative just as well as you deal with the positive. And once Coach Booth and my longtime high school coach, who my mentor now, was like, you was always dealing with this. It's just how you handled it. I'm like, are you serious? It's like, Sammy, you always been this deep thinker and out of the box and, strong minded. He was like, it's just you just was always busy. You always was running to this, football, running around the world just trying to please everybody else. And then now you have to deal with self. And you don't even know who you is. You have cleaned on so many different aspects of football, sports, wife, parent, this big athlete, girls, women, fame, and now you don't even know who you are. And it's talking to you, trying to get you to straighten up, and you're blind to it. And that inner voice is one thing that takes out a lot of people in this world, to where whether it's suicide or whether it's I'm not enough, who am I? And I silently fought that battle for, I would say, 3 years. And I'm happy I came on the other side, because it's scary. And you have to seek help. And I don't talk to a lot of people about this, man. Your mind is strong. And if you don't reach out to people that have went through it or understand it, then you can pretty much put yourself in harm's way, or put someone else in harm's way. And I'm blessed to say that I have. I know how to manage my mind. I know how to put myself in situations and not indulge in. I don't look at crazy stuff. I don't follow crazy stuff. I don't indulge in nothing crazy, because, man, the mind is so fragile, in the subconscious and the unconscious mind, to where you can switch your reality in a heartbeat and be in a world or a place or a space or energy that you don't even want to be in. So I try to preach to guys and my family, and even my kids. They're into gymnastics, and they're blessed and they're very talented. And my daughter she was winning one year, just coming in first place every year, but she wasn't happy. I'm like, uh-oh. This mind thing is creeping in at a young age. And I'm like, dang, I'm seeing her like come in first and kill it. Don't know what second place is, don't know what third place is, but she's coming home and she's like being mean, like, to everyone. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Nothing's going on. And I'm like, no, I've been here before. Like, something's going on with you. And she just started, I just told her, hey, write in your journal and then just drop it off to me. And I'm starting to realize, like, oh, she think that I want her to be great. She think that we're pushing her. She thinks she have to live up to who her dad is. And I realized, like, we have a big impact on our kids and we don't even know it. And I just had to have that conversation. Like, look, I don't care if you come in fourth place, third place. Like, I am happy that you're my daughter. I'm happy that you're trying. And, man, I think a big difference in her. And like, you don't think a 9-year-old's thinking like this. Like, I'm trying to live up to my dad. I'm trying to live up to the expectations. Or it's like, I don't want to be great. I want my friends to win too. I want my friends to be happy. I'm like, dang, you actually have a heart. Like, I was a savage back then. Like, I'm going to win. I don't care about my friends winning. Like, I'm going to dog them out. Like, they don't need to win. And my daughter come to me like, I want my friend to come in first place. Like, everyone deserves to come in first place. I don't just deserve. And I'm like, dang, like, I like the way you think, but I don't like the way you think. Like, but it's critical because kids are thinking and they have thoughts and they are aware of their emotions. And I was able to realize like it starts at a young age. Everybody have those thoughts and we have to be aware of them. And like you said, man, you have to be conscious of it and have those tools to balance it out.
One of the things I preach a lot about, Sammy, for parents out there is that your outside voice becomes their inside voice. Your external voice for parents and coaches becomes their inner voice. And we are the most important people that we talk to on a daily basis. You've talked
Right.
about the importance of that inner voice and how it can really create a narrative that either works for you tremendously or works against you in a disaster format. I'd be curious from a dad position, what's the external voice that you're using? What are some of the words, phrases you're saying externally that you hope becomes her internal voice? From one parent to another, be curious what you'd say to all the parents out there. What are some of the things you're saying externally?
Being that we in a world right now where sports is just taking over the youth football, taking over parents, NIL deals, all this crazy that's going on with the world. I go out in the world and I see dads being so hard on their kids with football. And I'm like, yeah, that was a thing back then, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. And even the youth football kids I'm coaching, I see the dads talking about NFL and college and yelling and screaming. And I'm like, man, I'm talking to my kids like, man, y'all have fun, bro. Enjoy this thing. Like, yeah, I want y'all to be great. Yeah, I want y'all to catch every ball. But ultimately, I want y'all to be happy, have fun, enjoy these moments because at the part one, it gets serious. At the high school, it gets serious. So I try to tell my girls, like, man, have fun, enjoy it. I don't care if you come in first place, fifth place. As long as you having fun and you giving your all and you enjoying it, I'm all with you. Now, I don't want you to go out there playing around and losing either. Like I keep it real. I'm like, look, I ain't raised no losers. Like if y'all want me in it, then be in it. But y'all gonna have to carry that weight and of greatness. I said, if you don't want to be great, I understand. I'm gonna push y'all to do great and do good. But if y'all don't want to do great, then it's on y'all. And I try to have that happy medium of like giving both sides of myself. Like I can be stern at sometimes and I pull back because they gotta have a balance. Because one thing about it, kids are sponges, and one thing you don't want to do is shut their loving spirit down and their energy and how they supposed to be. And I get it, sports is sports, but sometimes we take the smallest thing too serious. And I did that with my life and my career. I think that's why I ended it early because I was too hard on myself. I was too consumed. And I don't want my kids to be that way. And I seen my baby girl be like consumed to where she coming home and she's practicing and I'm like, yeah, I'm all about it. Like, yeah. And she's coming home. I can't play because I don't want to do this. And I started like, no, be a kid. Like, I don't care about no gymnastics. I had to make her realize, like, no, you finna go out here and play. We finna run. We finna jump. We finna go to defy. You finna do backflips. We all finna have fun. And that's one thing I had to preach to her. Like, I love what you're doing. I love how you is, but this is all for play. Do not take none of this serious unless you're trying to go to college with it or go to the Olympics. Then I'll ride with you. I'll push you to your greatness. I'll find the right people to be in your corner. I was like, but if you just want to have fun with it, like let's have fun. I don't care about what place you come in. I want to enjoy it as you enjoy it. And now she's having fun with it. She's talking to her friends and at practice. At one point, she was so locked in, she wasn't even talking at practice. She was just like, and I was like, yeah, I'm all about it at first. Now I'm like, oh, nah, this is going the wrong way. This is going the wrong route. And I was able to catch it and pay attention and come to practice. Like, nah, I don't want my kid like this. I don't want my kid like me. I was like that. I don't want another person that's gonna lose their self, their identity to just sports. And now she's into net and she's into a multitude of things, not just gymnastics. And I get to be her friend and her dad, not just someone that's like pushing her towards greatness. I get to be like, how your practice was today? Oh, it was good, it was bad. Okay, great job. What you need to focus on. And then, it's the end of that. Now it's like daddy mode. How was school? With your homework? What are you doing? How was this and that? And I'm able to have a better relationship. But at first relationship was kind of like, dang, what's going on with me and my daughter? And maybe I was pushing her too hard. Maybe her expectations on my life, because she was able to see it from 1, 2, 3, 4, like, daddy is somebody. Oh my God. I want to be like daddy. I want the attention like daddy. And I think she realized, like, all attention not good attention. And in gymnastics world, you got the parents want their kids to come in first place. Your friends want to come in first place. And now you got the whole gym at your head. Like, now everybody's going at you and you like, I want to be loved. I want to be liked. And now you like, it's competitive. Oh, dang, these girls don't like me because of gym. And I told her, like, look, if you want to be liked and loved, then, have fun with it. I said, if you want to be great, I said, you're not going to be liked and loved. I said, you have to pick and choose. There's pros and cons to greatness. I said, and she literally chose a side. You know what I mean? And I ride with her until she make that decision and be like, you know what? I want to be great again. Hey, this is what we got to go through. You know what I mean? The practice, the time, the mindset. And I still go over with the mindset part of it just because I think all kids need to go through it, have the right mindset approaching certain situations. But I didn't pull back from being that dad to just like, hey, every rep. And when she used to look at me when she messed up, she used to be like, I'm like, nah, you ain't gotta do that no more. Like I'm so far removed from that person, because you can get so caught up into greatness and lose all sense of, human decency. Like, I don't want to, like, you hear about the stories of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. I don't want to be that type of guy to where I take everything in life literal. I want to joke. I want to be a clown. I want to go out in the world where people can say something to me about football. Hey, you suck. And I'm like, you're right. You know what I mean? Like, you're totally right. I suck. I ain't get your points in fantasy. I freaking suck. My bad, bro. Like, I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy to be like, someone say, I'm like, F you, like, you couch potato, whatever comes to mind. I don't want to be that dude. Like, life is about enjoying it, man, having fun. And enjoying the good and the bad, the ugly in this thing, because we all in this thing together. So I try to tell my kids, they pick on me like, oh, you getting fat, or oh, you slow now. I can beat you. And I'm like, you just don't know. Like, I used to be that guy, but man, just enjoying life and having the right mindset with the good and the bad. Because one thing I noticed, like me now, I handle adversity different. I handle it with just a positive attitude, a positive mindset. And I learn from it, because if I approach it with the negativity, then I'm going right back into the darkness, into that mindset of just like, F everybody, F the world, it's on me, the victim, this happened to me. And I'm not a good person in that space. I'm a good person, like, man, nah, I need to learn from this. How can I learn from this? My wife mad, I did something, like, how can I learn from this? What I need to do better? And I have been a better person, man, because I have separated myself from that identity of like football. I got to be so hard. I got to be so programmed this way. And now I'm able to be like a regular human and be like, man, I am soft. I do have feelings. I do have emotions. I do feel some type of way. Feel some type of way if my wife say this. Like, I do feel some type of way if someone do this to me, or like, you know what I mean? Because, football, like, you build this armor up around you, bro, and you get to where you just you walk around like a robot, like, yeah, and now it's like, I'm out of football. My wife can say something like, "Why you say that to me? Like, dang, you being rude." And now she's like, "You getting soft?" And I'm like, "Dang, I'm finally showing emotions and showing you that I care. Like, I'm finally opening up." And it's like, "Oh, now you soft." And it's like, I love that space though, because I'm able to articulate myself better. I'm able to feel more to where in football, I feel like I just closed off the world. I didn't do nothing. I didn't go nowhere. I didn't go to the mall. I didn't go grocery shopping. I walked around with a hood everywhere I went at. And now it's like I go out in the world and I'm like, this feels so good to walk around Publix, to walk around Target. And maybe one or two people might be like, hey, Sammy, why? I'm like, dang, what's up? Good. I'm being a normal civilian. And I just think my mindset switched to be like, I want to be normal. I am normal. I am an average dude. And I walk around the world like that and it feels so much better on just being normal and feeling like I'm normal and not feeling alienated or not having this like I'm famous or I'm rich or I'm this stardom or all this crazy stuff. And now I identify with this person who I am today and not who I was 3, 4 years ago, because that's a totally different character that I've built up over the years. Who once I got out of football, I didn't know that person. I'm like, dang, you so cut off from reality. You so cut off from the world. You have created this facade, this image to where you don't care about shit. And it's like you care about everything, honestly. You care about the world. You care about everyone. You're not into politics. You're not into all this craziness in the world. And I have built that person up to where I'm watching politics. I don't understand nothing going on, but I care about what people are saying in this world. Like I can care less about who is freaking any president from Obama to Trump. I don't care about that stuff. Like I don't understand it. And now I'm in a world to where like I'm at peace with what life brings me and what I have created, and my little home that I have around me and my little circle that I have.
I think a lot of what we're talking about is this idea called identity foreclosure. So basically it's letting what I do consume who I am. And
Right,
Bill Russell once said this quote, I think it's fantastic. He said, "I'm not a basketball player. I'm a man who plays basketball. That's
right,
what I do. It's not who I am." And I think that's pretty profound advice from the winningest athlete in sport history.
right.
So I'd be curious. I know that maybe this wasn't a strength of yours, but what's an advice that you would give to people to help them flip the switch? Maybe they're not in the pros or they're not pursuing greatness that way. I'm thinking more of the high school athlete, high school coach, college athlete, college coach. You got to be able to flip the switch from being in this role to now I got to go home and be a dad. And then I got to flip the switch and go to game mode. And then I got to go be a dad husband. What advice do you have for people to have a better identity with themselves and also be able to switch identities throughout the day? What do you think would be some good advice for those folks?
I think they have to understand that we're all actors. Like you have to be a great actor, but also you can't lose yourself within those spaces. Like on the football field, I consider myself as a beast. Like I was the worst thing that you want to go up against. Like I created that identity and I ran with it and I was unstoppable. And I thought the world up most of myself. And then, you come home and now you're dad. So you have to be able to switch those switches off, but also in the space of being authentic and keeping your raw emotions and still having empathy within you. Still keep your human emotions, because sometimes you just get caught up in the rat race and going, 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 going. And next thing you know, you are so detached from yourself, from your players, from your wife, from your family, to where you really don't know them. You just literally just like, yeah, 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 cool, cool, cool. Everything going out the window. But I would say authenticity, man, and have someone around you to tell you the truth and put you in your place where like, hey man, you slipping. Hey man, you falling too far into this character. Like you going too far. And I was always blessed to have someone like, whether it's Booth. I know he texts me out of nowhere, or I text him something like, hey, let's hop on the call. Like, hey, you good? You good? You straight? No, I ain't good, bro. Like I'm falling down this. My mind's going this way. and have someone to always talk to, whether it's your parents, whether it's your best friend who always going to keep it real with you, but always create a space around you where you have someone, maybe 3 or 4 people to tell you the truth. And that's why I was always able to manage, success, money, fame, with my wife, with my kids, and then with just all the things that come with football. Because it's a plethora of good come with football, but it's a plethora of things that's bad that I feel like if you let it get the best of you, you see most guys go to drugs, most guys go to women, most guys fall off the ledge of just losing themselves completely. And I have been around those guys that literally just like lost themselves. And I was always afraid to be in that space, to always like had great people around me to keep it real with me, because we all think it's like, oh, I can never get in that space. I would never be like him. I would never lose my mind. And it's like, no, it can happen, man. If you indulge in too much stuff or cling on to one side of yourself to where you just think you the ish, and then something happen in your life to where you're not the ish, and you at the lowest low and you not as fast, and you see guys that's moving fast and better than you now, like reality kicks in. Like I had to face reality where I'm like, man, dang, I am getting slower. Man, I am not the best wide receiver on the team no more. Like I am the 2 wide receiver. Like, oh shit, I am the 3rd wide receiver. How do I be real with myself and fit myself inside of this? Like when I was
So,
at
so,
KC,
how,
I
so how did you
wasn't
do that? How'd you do that? I mean, at one point, 4th overall pick, you're the number 1 guy throughout your career. You slide down the depth chart a little bit. Obviously, you're still a part of the game plans, but how do
right.
you adapt when your role changes?
Honestly, I had a great. It happened at Kansas City. Honestly, dealing with Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and then you have the phenom who is now Patrick Mahomes. Um, and he really helped me out. I can really say that. That's one of the top coaches I think in the league. I came into a situation where Travis the guy, Tyreek Hill was the guy, young Patrick Mahomes coming in, and they paid me all this money. I'm like, I'm finna go be the 1 wide receiver. I'm finna go get 1,000 yards, what I've been looking for, and you get there and it's not happening. You like, man, what's going on? Like, dang, what y'all paying me this money for? And then slowly I started gaining more relationship with Coach Reed, and he just kept it real with me one day. He was like, "You're different." I'm like, "Man, what you talking about?" Like, I'm young still. I'm like, "Man, I don't want to hear that, man. I want the ball. Like, I want 1,000 yards." That's in my mind. He's like, "Sammy, you're different. You had your time. Like, you had those times in your life where you was all your whole life. You've been that guy. It's like you're in a different stage in your life. Like you're different." And I'm like, oh, I didn't understand. He's like, "You're different, man." He's like, This is Travis Kelce was in that space where you was in high school and college, like you was consumed and da da da." And I'm like, "Wait, what you mean? This is for Tyreek Hill." I'm like, yeah, how it can't be about me? That's what in my mind. But I'm like, okay, I get it. And then he was like, not that you. He kind of like was said in parable. He's like, it's not that you can't do it. You have all those tools. He was like, but it's not about you no more. And I'm like, okay. And then go through the season, we go to the playoffs, and then it's all about me. He's like, see? He's like, it's how you handle it. He's like, you could have went all season bitching and moaning, coming to me, getting in the media, being negative. He was like, but you were able to show Sammy Watkins on the biggest stage of your life, the biggest moments of football, you having those moments still. It's like, this is how you handle life. When things don't go your way, when you think things supposed to be a certain way, and you get blessed on the biggest stage. And that's when I realized, like, bro, it's not always about me. It's how I handle certain situations, how I go about certain situations. It's how I want the best for other guys when things are not going my way. And when the biggest moments come, like the Super Bowl, I'm able to show up because how I handle it all season, how I went about it. And if I wasn't handling it right and I'm thinking about it in a negative way, I'm not even prepared for that moment. I'm not even prepared for any of those moments that throughout that whole playoffs every year to be called on. And he just looked at me and just like, told you. And I'm like, I never understood what he was talking about. Like, it's not for you right now. It's for these guys. This the stage in their life where they at. You're in a different stage now. And I'm just like, man, coach, I don't understand. He's like, you'll understand me. Like, I got you. Just keep doing what you're doing. And then when those moments that happen, he'll just look at me and just be like, told you. And I'm like, this dude right here, he knew all along, like, he knew exactly what I needed. And anytime I go through those spirals of even thinking about getting in my head, he'll be like, call me at 12 o'clock at night. Hey, how you doing? What's going on with you? What, you all right? And I'm like, coach, how you know when I'm going through something? He's like, man, we connected, man. And he was like, what you thinking about? I tell him what I'm thinking about. He was like, nah, man, just da-da-da. Go through the whole 9 yards with me. He was like, you all right? He was like, go to sleep, man. Go get some rest. Why you up? He was like, I know you up. And I'm like, how? He was like, we connected. And then that's when I realized, like, man, there's so many good people in this world that we're connected to that can feel us, that understand us. And when you're going through something, reach out to people because they know. And if you need help, man, it's okay. And I can say one of the people that really helped me out that year was my 3 years in football that brought me back to life, reinvigorated me, was the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, the whole group and their whole staff pretty much made me realize and love football again because, you know, you go through life thinking and wanting everything to be about you, but how do you learn? I was never learning when I was the guy. I'm just like, I'm the best. I'm going through everything's good, 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 good. Having no injuries my whole career, having no injuries. And, you know, God sits you down and be like, all right, everybody else go through stuff. Why don't you need to go through stuff? Who are you to not go through hard times? Who are you not to go through tough times? I thought life was easy. Like, oh, life is easy. I ain't never went through shit. You know what I mean? I never went through the test of times. And people look at my career like NFL, and I tell them, like, man, I had to go through shit. I thought the world revolved around Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins is the best in the world. Sammy Watkins the GOAT. And not that I thought like that, but it was like, you can't go through life without going through stuff to be tested. You have to be tested somehow. And luckily, my test came when I got in the NFL. Like, I want the gold jacket. Yeah, I want to be the best in the world. Yeah, I wanted 12,000 yards and 80 TDs, whatever that was. But that wasn't for me. It was when I got in the NFL, it was for me to learn life and go through life, learning how to go through battles and how to go through myself and how to learn myself, how to deal with hardships. And to be real, I got tested, and it was everything I needed. Because imagine me not going through nothing. I could have got all this money and been an asshole and just been in the world, just doing all these different things that I was supposed to do, and I got in the league, and God just brought me down to my knees. Like I said, I was at the top of the mountain, got brought down to the bottom of the bottom, went through so many injuries, questioning God, like, what's going on? What's going on? And finally, I get with a good group of coaches and team, be like, oh, this is what it is. You got to fight back. Got to slowly come back. You go to the top, you go to the bottom, and you finally find yourself in the middle of it all and realize, like, life is beautiful here. Life is not beautiful when nothing's going on and you just, this fake reality and everything around you. Yes, 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 yes. You're good, you're good, you're good. You're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. You're good, you're good. All alone, you're just losing yourself to and then you get 40, the world just crumble down and now you lean on drugs and everything else. Like, no, I had to lean on my peers, the people that surround me, my coaches, my mentors, my wife, my parents. And I'm blessed to, like I said, to be the ones that come out of a dark place and make it this far and have a good head on my shoulders. Where now I can come on your podcast and talk about it because, man, life be life, and that's what they call it. Life be life, and
Life be
sometimes,
life, man.
and
Who do you think, Sammy? Who do you think's the best leader you've ever played with? Who's the best leader you've ever played with, and what made them such a great leader? Not a coach,
Um,
but a player.
the best leader I ever played with. I'm gonna go with Kyle Williams at Buffalo.
How come?
He was just the same person every day. He was like he was like a man, like a real specimen of a man. What a man's supposed to be. He was that, and he was gonna keep it real, and he was gonna tell you when you effed up. Oh, you ain't going to meetings. Oh, you late, and I'm just like, oh. He was like very direct, and he put himself on the line every day. He was very vocal. He was vocal. Um, and he was everything that the NFL talk about. He protected the shield, and he was, man. Every day he 100% at the age he was at. He was going 100%. He was still a dog. Um, I remember one time he got me and my wife going to chapel, and you need God, man. He was, you need, and I'm like, if it's anybody, it might be right. It might be you. It might be you. So I start going to chapel, man. My life changed. Honestly, everything in my life kind of shifted right after shortly after that. I got married or whatever, and I would say Kyle Williams, bro. He was just a leader of man, and he spoke when he needed to speak. He wasn't always rah 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 rah. And I would say that was the best leader I ever had because I was around young boys, you know what I mean? My group was young guys. So I was around, man, the turn ups. Like, man, we finna go out, we finna do this. And he was one of those guys, he was about football, wife, life, and learning and business. And you see Marcel Darius, when he was listening, he was the greatest player ever. When we talk about who Marcel Darius was, when it was the best D tackle, I think as soon as he got paid, I think he kind of slid away from Kyle Williams and got on his own little lane, and you kind of seen his career. I would say his life kind of turn a little bit, but I would say Kyle Williams was one of the realest guys I ever been around because he had Mario Williams, who had a lot of money. He would get on Mario and be raw, uncut. He had Marcel Darius. He had a lot of guys around him that he would step on their toes. That the coaches wouldn't even step on their toes, and he was do it, and I'll be like, oh, like, dang,
He ain't messing around.
he ain't messing around. Those dudes big and all that, but he would step on their toes, and I'm like, this is one of the guys that I have never seen anyone step on the guy who we think the guys. He would do it, and they would shut up and listen. I'm like, yeah, he that guy.
He that
Like,
guy.
he that guy.
I
Yeah.
love it. Sammy, I got three closing kind of fill in the blanks. Try to fill it in if you can with one sentence. These are big ones. Take a moment to think about it. The first one is this: been going through high school football, college football, and the NFL. I wish parents knew blank.
That is all for play. It's all for fun. Enjoy it. It's all entertainment. It's all just fun. And if you can have fun with it, you're gonna go far places. If you be too hard with it, you're not.
Winning a Super Bowl taught me
Every human emotion that you can ever think of. Happy, sad, ups, downs, roadblocks, getting through roadblocks. But it showed me whatever you can create, whatever you want in your life, but it's every emotion.
success to me is
It's not about what you accomplish, it's about what you learn and what you make out of it.
last one. The lesson I know at 32 that I wish I knew at 22 is
Life is just a game. You just got to play it well.
I love it. Sammy, this was a lot of fun, man. Special thanks to Matt Booth for linking us up. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this before you go hit 18 today. How can my listeners best support you, man?
Like I said, man, just tune in. I want to start doing something like you doing, to reach people. I think that's another calling that I have to step into and to step into that vulnerable space. whatever you hear negative about me, no, it ain't true. But nah, seriously, just keep supporting me, keep praying for me, wishing the best for me, and just keep praying that I become myself more and more. But that's about it.
Awesome.
And I
Last
wish
thing.
everyone that's tuning in, I wish you guys the best and success and health in your life.
Appreciate it. Last thing, what is your advice to all the young athletes out there who want to be in Sammy Watkins' shoes one day? What's one thing you'd want to tell athletes out there?
Respect all, man. You don't know who anybody is or where anybody gonna be in the next 10 or 20 years. Respect your coaches, respect your parents, respect your peers, respect your teammates. Work hard, have fun, enjoy every moment. And life is a game. Play it well, man, and enjoy it. And keep God first. Whatever you do, keep God, keep Jesus first. And you don't know what can happen.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man, for having me on here.